Hello everyone, my name is Salim Shabic and welcome to a new tutorial on Moodle LMS. Today we are going to talk about how to add a lesson to a course in Moodle LMS. So let's get started. First of all, you need to log into your Moodle LMS site and navigate to the course that you want to administer. Make sure that you have the rights or privileges in Moodle LMS to administer the course, and when in the course, when you're already on the course page, click on the Turn Editing On button or click on the Edit Mode toggle to turn the administration mode on. Now, next, navigate to the section in the course that you want to add the lesson activity in and click on Add an Activity and Resource. On the next page, find the lesson activity and click on the lesson activity icon. Lessons in Moodle LMS are a really interesting way to manage content because and I would always recommend using lessons if you have different types of content which can basically be structured in a really nice, simple way within one activity. For example, if you have PDF materials, Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, videos, links and things like that. If you add all of these materials on each separately, so to say, on the Moodle course page, you will have a lot of content on the course page that will make the site look a bit cluttered. By using the Moodle lessons, you can basically add a lot of different content in a single activity. You can even add questions or embed quizzes within the Moodle lesson activity module. So let's start and add our first lesson. For example, let's click. Like every Moodle resource and activity, you can add a description and select if you want to check if you want the description to be displayed on the course page. You can manage the appearance, for example. You can add a linked media to it. You can display the ongoing score. You can control minimum grade on the display to be displayed. You can control the lesson to be displayed as a slideshow. You can configure the maximum numbers of answers if you have questions within the lesson. You can use for example, the default feedback for each question. The default feedback in Moodle is basically that's correct answer and that's the wrong answer in case that the students or participants do not answer the question correctly. And you can add a link to next activity. For example, if you have when the students complete this lesson, you can control that the progress bar is shown. The progress bar will usually be shown below the lesson, and you can control configure the menu to be displayed also. You can control the availability of this lesson. You can control the time limit the students have to complete this lesson, which makes it really flexible activity module. You can even password protect this lesson. So the students, if you have multiple groups, for example, you can add different lessons, and group A gets the password for the first lesson, group B gets the password for the second lesson, and things like that, for example. You can manage the flow control. For example, you can allow the students to review the lesson. If the lesson is not graded, you can turn this anything on, or I usually leave this out so that the students, when they click on the lesson, actually do attempt the lesson and not only do a preview. If the students, for example, fail a question, you can configure the option so that they can try again. You can control the number or set the number of attempts retries they have for each lesson, for each question. And you can control the action after correct answer. I usually configure it that it follows the lesson path. Basically, when the students answer the question correctly, they will be redirected to the next page. So you can make the lessons to be graded. You can control the grade to be passing grade. I don't know, 80, 90, 60, depends on the topic. You can configure here to be a practice lesson. Practice lessons are not graded. And you can also configure this to retakes to be allowed or disallowed. And you can control, of course, the availability and restrict access. I will use the default setting and restrict the access based on the completion of the previous activity, and manage the activity completion for this lesson, and the students must view this activity to complete it. I don't want to configure a complex set of completion tracking rules, but student must view this activity, and the default setting student must reach the end of the lesson page to complete this activity are usually enough. You can also set a limit. For example, if you have a large lesson that the students need to spend at least 15 minutes, for example, with this lessons to mark it completed and things like that. But make sure if you have, for example, for each activity, if you have this, for example, set of complex activity completion rules, or even if you don't have a complex, activity completion rules, if you have certain rules, I would recommend you to write them in the description or the summary or start page of each resource or activity, so that the students know what the lesson is about. For example, you can write a 1, 2, 3 sentences introduction. What is the topic about? What is this lesson about? And then you can write a few information on what is expected from the students. So to say, what the students can expect and what you as a teacher expect from the students. So to complete this lesson, for example, you need to answer all of the questions correctly, or you need to spend at least 15 minutes with this lesson and things like that. So it's usually a good practice to write these informations within this description area of each activity or resource. So that was basically it. I will save and return the course. And when we go here, we can see our sample lesson activity. And when we click on it, we can basically see that we have a empty lesson. What we need to do now, we need to add pages, content pages, because lesson is composed, lesson activity within Moodle or a lesson is composed from pages, and those content pages can have a different types of content within them. For example, text, videos, links, embedded videos, and things like that. So let's start and add a first content page. And of course we need to add the page title and page content. I will just add some sample text so that we only have something, so that we have, so we can, when we add the content, we can control the appearance, for example, that the content buttons are arranged horizontally, or that this topic or content page should be or should not be shown in the display menu. Then we have the option to control the navigation of this content page. So we can, for example, name this button that will be visible topic number 1, and we can control where this button leads us, and in this case it will lead us to this page. And then we can for example add the next button, or no, makes no sense because this is the first page. Previous button would make no sense. And then yeah, actually this is it. Let's save the page and let's add another content page. In this case we can add a video from YouTube, for example. Just a second. Let's find an interesting video. Yeah, this is a good one. So basically we can embed a video by clicking the arrow down and by copying the embed code from YouTube into this HTML section, and then we have our video. We can control the navigation, topic, previous, and we can add the navigation to go to the next page. We can add another content page, which will basically be a, not sure what to add actually. Let's add another video. But this time yeah, let's add the same video, just like as a placeholder. Doesn't really matter what we will add. And just for the sake of it, let's add a question page with a simple question. You can add different question types. You can add essay, matching, multiple choice, numerical, short answer, true and false. In this case, I will just use true and false. Okay. Answer, of course, yes. And in this case, we will get the correct answer. Score, and no will have 0 points, which means this is a wrong answer. and when the students give the correct answer, they will jump to the next page, and if they do not answer the question correctly, they will stay on this page. Remember, we configured in our lesson settings that the students have 3 attempts for each question. And let's click on save page, and that's basically it. And then we need to add a end of branch page, and so this is it. Now we can go to our course page, and then students can access the lesson, and this is how the lesson will look. We can see the lesson menu here that we configured. Here is the navigation to our topics, and this is the content. The students can go through this lesson. They will see the content here, but yeah, you will not see the progress bar because you can edit this lesson, which means that we cannot see the progress bar because we are admins or teachers. Only the students that actually attempt this lesson can view the progress bar. So these are the buttons. The students can go further, so to say, navigate through the lesson and then click next. This is our question page. Let's try with a no. Submit. What happens now? Okay, that's the wrong answer. Okay, I'd like to try again. Let's try again, and this time lesson activity is really useful. Yes, let's submit, and I need to configure it a bit better. So also appearance, we can disable the menu here, and as you can see now, the menu is no more visible. Okay. Let's see. To next page, end of branch, save. Basically that's it. That was the short tutorial on how to add a lesson activity and Moodle LMS course. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.